Hey Blue Marinos, it's Keleas with Keleas.com, y'all, Keleas.com. I'm so glad you're here this afternoon. We are rocking out a fun swag, and this one is set up, you can buy it as a kit or the supply list, depending what's available. So we'll let you know what we've got in the links below or up in our link tree. You can check it all out. Today we're starting with a base that's already built like this, and I'm going to show you what a gorgeous base it's on. It's all made of angel vine, and do you notice how the berries go from red to like a rust to an orange? It's just a beautiful color combination, and we're going to add a few things to this to make it super special. But the first thing we're going to do before we build up our swag is we're going to add the bow to the top. So it comes with a hanger ready to go, and we're going to add our own bow. So these types of projects are really great for beginners or those who just need some really simple pieces to help fill up their Etsy shops or get their homes decorated in a snap, you know, for the holidays. So welcome everybody. I'm Keleas with Keleas.com. I'm glad you're here. Please like, subscribe, follow, share, do all the things so you won't ever miss a video. And we also would love for you to be on our text list at 832-734-5201. Text us the word live and we can get you on our Discord server, and you can never miss another video or new supply or new trick, tip, all the things. So you can see here, I'm going to be using this 1.5-inch ribbon that's got all the beautiful fall colors in it. And I want it to be coming out longer than the swag. So just bring the swag over, measure out, go a little bit longer just for good measure, literally, so we have extra if we need it. So I've done that, and that makes it probably about 26 inches long. Come to the center, and we're going to make just a really simple bow here. I'm going to bring these loops out to pretty big, 6.5. 6.5 in twists. And let's go on the other side, 6.5 and twist. And you can hold this in your hand right here in the middle to make the bow. I find it a little bit easier to use a bow maker, but whatever you prefer is totally fine. All right, and I'm going all the way around with 3 loops on each side because we want to make this bow nice and full for our design. Let's do that on every side, and I'm going to separate them out. Bring those tails down. And I'm just going to alternate the cuts so they make a nice little chevron when you put them together. You could also dovetail that if you wanted to, but that's where you get the look where the tails are alternating. Now we're going to put our second layer of ribbons in. And this one is going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to go at, we were at 6.5. Let's just go at 5. Let's go shorter. And now I'm going to make this tail about 6 inches shorter, okay? So a little bit more dramatic of a decrease in size. So 5.5 right here. Come in and twist. Or you could go 5 too if you wanted to go even in a little bit more. Either one's fine. You just want to kind of bring your eye into the center of the bow. And twist that around. And we're going to put 2 on each side. Make sure you hold it tight. We do in-depth bow training every week. So you can go back and catch one of our replays here. Wherever you're enjoying this video, we'll have replays available for you. Or definitely check out our blog on Keleas.com. Okay, let's come in with just a bow tie in the center. And what that is a little loop. And basically I'm choosing that because I don't want tails coming down. I want a kind of a clean, just a few tails coming in the center. So I crisscross these ribbons over, then bring that, scrunch it up, and we'll put that right down the middle. Super duper cutie. Love it. So we've made a blast off bow. That's 3 loops, 2 loops, 1 loop. And now I'm going to get a little section to use for the center. And you're still going to have some more ribbon for another project, guys. Whatever you prefer to make next. Now let's come in with our cute little cable ties. These are just clear. They're not so cutesy. I need some jazzy ones. All right, come down the middle. We're going to pull it off the bow maker just like that. Now, rotate this behind as you fluff it up, okay? Fluff it up and section these out. You guys, if you want to learn how to floral design, of course we do easy projects like the one we're doing today, but you want to learn the principles and how to make the swag from scratch and how to put colors together and textures and all that. That's something we teach in our design school course, and it opens up twice a year. So depending when you're watching this video, you need to get on the wait list. When class opens up, we will let you know. You can grab a spot at KeleasDesignSchool.com. And remember, that's Keleas. Alrighty, I got the cable tie on. I put that one in the back. That's how we're going to attach it to the swag. But I've got to cover up our little plastic center because we don't want to see that. So I just take and fold this on itself. And we'll run that right down the middle. You can make that fat or skinny, whatever you prefer, going down the middle. And then you are ready to take and put a couple of knots in there in the back if you can. If not, one will work. This 2 is a little bit safer. You don't have to worry about ever being naked in the middle. We don't want to see that cable tie showing. Okay, so there's our gorgeous bow, and that's kind of the most trickiest part of the whole project. Probably takes the longest part. Now I showed you the swag, and I'm going to show you the pick. Then we've got a surprise thing coming for the end. So I've got to keep you teased till the end. All right, so wherever we leave space for a bow, I like to call it the bow zone. And the bow zone is right in here. So that's a term you'll hear me use off and on. Now, you see I have this pink and green floral over here, and I have it over here. I'd really like to alternate that. So I'm going to move the little pine, no, it's not a pine, it's kind of like a fun little fern type pick, and move this across from it. So these will be opposite. Just bring this in, just run this right down, and leave some room for the bow zone, and then just bring this piece over, okay? So that's called shaking hands with a pick, evaluating how things are. The difference between just shoving it in and not paying attention to that and making every piece have its actual place means the difference in the price points you can charge for your work later, or the detail that you put into your work when you are decorating your own home with it, or the office you're decorating, or what project you're doing. You're paying attention to the placement of the berries, the greenery, the picks. I'm not just shoving things in. So I took a cable tie and I tied that on through there, and I've got all these beautiful pieces in here, and they're just a mirror image of what we've got going on down there. So, but we still left our bow zone, and this is smaller, and that's fine. That's kind of the look we're going for. So now I'm going to pop in the bow. You're going to see how easy this is. Look at this. You made this swag. Boom. Boom. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to run this through the angel vine. That's what the base is called that the whole swag is made on. I'm going to run that through and tighten that cable tie up right here. And then we'll slide it around, and we're going to manipulate the tails. And then I told you about our little surprise piece coming up. I am going to show you that one and show you how fun this is to add on. This has such a natural nature vibe to it with the berries and the beautiful colors. Wait till you see what we're going to pop in. Oh, well, sugar. That was Keleas pulling out the front loop. Never feel, I'll glue it in. So that's my little, that was my loop in the center of the bow. And because I yanked on it, I pulled it out. So just be careful. I forget I can't do that with a bow tie. No. That's okay, you can glue it back. And I'm going to rotate this around because I'm trying to get the bow to the center. Now, with the longer tails, I like the really long tails going kind of behind the berries. So bring the 2 shorter tails up, and I'm going to bring the longer tails just tucking along the edge here, okay? And that kind of gives it a nice little figure, gives this baby some hips. Her little hips are popping out. She's looking good on your door. Okay, let's bring this one over too. Okay, now the shorter tails, they're going to run up front. And you can see what a great flow you have going down with both the textures. Now I'm going to curl this up and let the others hang straight on the sides, and that one will curl up. Now, are you ready for the surprise? Boy, yeah, say that 3 times fast. That's a hard one. Surprise! Okay, there's our gorgeous swag, and watch. Look what we're going to add. We have the coolest, I got to scoot this over a little bit more to the middle. The coolest twig that I think is going to look so fun in here, and I want to show you. Look at it. It is a butterfly on the coolest bumpy twig, and we're going to use these in here like the butterflies have located the manna from heaven. So I'm going to break this down. We're going to be gluing this into different sections. So this is kind of like a little bonus trick here where we can take some pieces and add them in to add more depth and dimension. And that is something I love to do. My design school students, if you're here watching or you're watching on the replay, let everybody know how we feel about depth and dimension and how you feel about it and how important it is in the structure of our work. So I totally took all the butterflies off, and we're going to start to place them into a piece, okay, and start to add them in. I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to use this big piece that has several butterflies, and we're going to shake hands with them. And this one's going to come up here at the top, and I'm going to put it coming out of some of the berries. So I'm going into my glue pot here. We're just going to tuck it in, and I'm going to make sure it just kind of hides behind the bow right there. Perfect. And then we can spread these little guys out. I think a smaller butterfly would look great, like right there. And then we can just manipulate these however, where we want them to go. Look how fun that is already at the top. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Now let's come to the bottom. Let's work some more of the bottom. And it's so nice that this already has a hanger built in. You don't even have to worry about how you're hanging it. Putting on a hanger, you don't have to do any of that. Now, when I ship this out to my customer, I'm going to be boxing it up from behind where it can tie it in because it's on that nice angel vine base. Okay, so these are a little bigger. Let's have some of these kind of come out in between all these berries, and I'm going to glue into the base of the vine. Oh, that's so pretty. And just let these guys fly out like they're all around. Let's come down a little bit lower. I've got 4 for the bottom, so I'll just bring one over here and then keep going down. I'm just looking at my sizing so we don't have, it looks like there's a big one with a little one. So we'll just have nice movement all the way down. Isn't this beautiful on your porch with some gorgeous pumpkins? You can pick up a couple extra of the butterfly sprays if you want to add them in with your fall decor because they're just a beautiful, beautiful color. And they match so perfectly. Let's bring that down. And you can have them out or more in either way. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Okay, let's bring this one down. And then I'm going to have one for the very bottom. So I'm getting in there to the angel vine and pushing him in. So I know a lot of times we're doing really complicated projects with many steps and directions. And we're teaching really high level things in design school. But sometimes it's fun to make something as simple as this one, guys. Simple and just beautiful. Beautiful and easy. So no matter how busy your schedule is, you can take a little time to floral design something just like this with us. Oh my gosh, y'all. I love it, Blue Merinos. It turned out stunning. So check out the finishes images when you're all done and you can see it hanging and how you could visualize this in your own space. Boy, I can't wait to see what you guys make. Y'all have fun with flowers, and I will see you next time. Hello, Blue Merinos, it's Keleas, and welcome. We're going to have so much fun making an adorable swag, guys. It's going to be lush and elegant. As you can see, our color palette is amazing. We are going to be using a pre-made swag base, and if you've never played with these, we love to have these on our site at all time. You guys, this is going to be a kit today, so it'll be a one-shop, one-stop ordering for you. This swag is pre-made, and it's all lush and beautiful, and when you get it, the first thing you're going to have to do is fluff it out, okay, and get some spacing on it, and get it all nicely. As I would say to my design school students, we're going to take and shake hands with each piece. So you can see me doing that. While I'm doing that, you guys make sure you like, you follow, you subscribe. You do not want to miss these videos from us whenever they come out. You don't want to miss a single moment of it. So you can see, take this one. See, this leaf is backwards. Take a second, because look, boom, gorgeous orange needs to come forward. So take your time to manipulate each leaf. And not only for this project, whenever you're putting your projects together, you're buying high quality, gorgeous florals from us at Keleas.com, and I want to make sure you're utilizing them properly. And that means spacing and fluffing. Every piece is wired, and I really want to get these two sunflowers opposite each other. Okay, so we've got a nice flow going. We got the bottom part of the base going, and it's looking good. Now, our next step is to take the top part and do the same thing. The top part, we're actually using a bush today instead of just a pick because I wanted it really nice and full. Difference between a bush and a pick would be a smaller piece that's really flat. This is a bush, so when you get it, it's not flat. And what you've got to do is make it flat on one side. And I kind of pre-started this for you because on these simple projects, I like for you to get them done under 30 minutes and make them fast and easy, okay? Now I'm going to bring that orange leaf out to the side, and we're going to have these opposite each other, okay? And it's so easy to put these kind of swags together. So basically in the kit, you're going to get the swag base, the bush for the top, and you're going to get this gorgeous moss ribbon. So this is a very tone-on-tone design, nice and subtle for people or your customers who enjoy things that are soft and not so striking, and they want to stay in the traditional colors. So perfect combination. So let's go ahead and get that base put together, and then we'll do the bow in a second. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay out the swag base, and then I'm going to take and overlap. This is so simple, so simple. I'm going to take and just overlap this, slide it in, and I'm going to leave a little area for the bow, but I don't want this huge. I just want a little area for the bow, okay? Now, you could leave it right here at the transition, which is what I would normally do. But I love the way these three come together so pretty up here. So I'm going to do it a little different. We're going to have a nice little soft bow down here at the bottom, not normally at the top. Okay, just a little touch, and we're going to run some ribbon through everything. So we've got to get those two attached together. So I'm going to use just basic cable ties. You can get those in colors or just stick with, this is kind of a white color, but it's going to be so far in the back it'll be hidden. And if you can see here, I'm attaching this stem, okay, from the top, and I'm attaching it to the bottom. All right, real easy. Just get some tension, and you need 2 of these, so get it nice and tight. And I usually cut these with wire cutters, super easy to cut off. Okay, and then come up to the top, and let's find that top piece. You can flip it over, and the top piece is right here, and I'm going to attach it right to the center of the hanger, but leave this loop for hanging. We don't want to impede that at all, because it's so easy to hang up right on that hanger, okay? So I'm going to come, we can come to the top. I find that pretty easy. Right here. Just bring it around, grab your little finger, it'll hold it. And all this mechanics will be hidden in the back. Nobody will see it. See, our 2 pieces, nice and camoed. Okay, that's so easy. This is beautiful just like this. So if you are, or your customers are non-ribbon type people, maybe you're doing some custom work and you just need something really simple, or this is perfect for your home. Look how pretty this is. And that's like done. Gorgeous. And by the way, this could go on a table with a pretty bowl sitting right here, or some battery operated candles tucked in. Okay, like so many fun things. It's so exciting. We're going to take our ribbon that comes with the kit and we're going to make a really simple bow to go down here at the base, okay? So think about it. This is kind of how it's going to hang. Isn't that just lush and beautiful? So easy, so beautiful. Now, look how pretty this looks in there. It's the same color, not any contrast. It's matching, but it gives another little texture. And I'm going to make a simple 3-loop bow to go down here at the bottom. So let me show you how to do that. I am going to use my Easy Bow Maker. And we're going to want to tail one long one that goes the length of the swag, okay, from where the bow is going to go. So that's my first tail. I'll just pop that in. Put this on the bow maker. Pop that in with that tail length already established. Excuse me, Swaggy. Scoot over a little bit. Okay, there we go. Come in and twist. That tail goes down. Now, I'm going to just do over here. These are pretty small, so I'm going to go 5.5. I don't need this huge. 5.5. Okay. 5.5 on the other side. And the third loop that you're going to make on this side, back over here, is going to be a little smaller. So take off about 1/2 inch at 5. Okay, and then you're going to scrunch, because this is your last. So I've got 3 loops, 2 and 1, and then this tail will be shorter, okay, than the last one. So we'll just cut it a little shorter. And we're ready to take this off. Let's do it. Just take it like you normally would a bow off the Easy Bow Maker here on the right, fingers on the top, add some pressure, okay? And now we need a cable tie in the back and just tuck that in. This is where you're going to attach it to the swag, okay, just like that. Let me set that dude out of the shot here. Now pull it really tight after you fluff, okay, so not yet, fluff, fluff, fluff. Get 3 loops going up just like this. It's just such a cute little pop of ribbon. 3 loops kind of clustering together. Now you can pull that really tight. Trim that pointy part off. You don't want to trim this part. That's the part we need to attach it. Now let's cover up our mechanics in the center with just a little strip of the ribbon. Let's cut that off there. Oh, boom. Look how cute. I'm going to take and fold it on itself. And just get it into this little cute little loopy pattern. It looks so cute going through the center. It really is adorable. Okay, and you can leave these little tails long if you want them to show, or cut them really tight. If you don't want them to show, we'll just cut them really tight to the base. Either way, they're kind of fun sticking out or staying little. Okay, the bow is ready. And I love that we're doing this differently today. Instead of having that bow at the top, we're going to pop the bow down here at the bottom. Oh my God, it's so cute. We just barely put it in. Okay, I'm going to separate this apart. And I'm going to go right in here where we can tuck it in. Down here, kind of near where I tied the other stem on earlier. That'll kind of help camouflage all that. And it's okay if it's tight there, because we're going to spread all this out and manipulate it. Just take off the cable tie tail. You pull that little piece off. Look how cute this is. Now run this down the left, the short little one, and then run the long one down the right. And just let those puff up. And I'm going to get some leaves behind here because this ribbon looks pretty with the color behind it. And rotate this up. Now curl the tails too. You want some motion going. Tuck this one and curl it. If you get a little, like a ravelly end like this, because we didn't cut it straight, don't worry, just come back and cut that straight across. All right. So you can take any kind of like little straggly pieces off. We're gonna curl it up. And it's adorable. Now, if you want, you could take, you're gonna have a whole roll of ribbon in your kit. So if you want, we could add a little ribbon going up too. That's up to you, but why not? Let's just trail it right through here for fun. And if you decide to use this swag for a centerpiece, I think this is adorable to do that also. So we just have to take this piece, and you're going to need one more cable tie, and we'll just attach it to the base. And with this ribbon, you can kind of weave in and out of the ribbon with your cable tie, and you know you're going to hold it on there nice and tight. Okay? And let's go right up in here under the main flower. We're going to tuck it in and under and get it really tight. I am filming a video right now, Kaya. Just 1 second and I'm done. We're on the last few seconds. I'm going to trim it right there. And now, guys, can you imagine making something this cute, this fast and easy? This is what our easy, simple videos are about. Just take, and I'm going to just twist this around the top flower. You don't have to do anything fancy. Are good to go, guys. Look at it. In this particular kit, you're going to get 2 large elements, and that's one is the cute scarecrow head, which I love that guy, and then this fun bright yellow pumpkin. And the reason we're using these colors is we want to really pop out from our orange swag base that also comes in the kit, and I want to make sure these big elements get in first. It's very easy to attach them because they have foam bases. And that's one of the reasons I'm always teaching in design school. If you can use pieces that are foam, they're quick and easy to attach. And it just kind of takes that fear out of the placement for us. So I'm going to start off here with my scarecrow first. He comes with a little hanger, but we're not going to use that. So I'll just take that little guy out. It's just a little jute hanger and we don't need it. So I'm going to cut that one out. So we'll have, you know, it looking cute. And I like the scarecrow high. I think it's so cute because we're going to have some fun on the head. But not too high because I want to be able to put in some curly picks coming out of the top. And then pick a direction you want him to go. And then we're going to work alternate. So we're going to alternate directions. And that's something I'm really big about when we're building up our pieces, is like having a nice flow, creating a line in a direction. That way your work just looks a little bit more elevated and a little higher level. So I think I'm going to go out to the right with him. Just hold him with your hand. And if you don't have a restand yet, we have these that fold in our shop where you can purchase your own restand. But if you don't have one, just lay it flat on the table and kind of start to lay out your design before you even glue. I know I want my pumpkin to kind of tuck under somewhere here, and I'm going to put a bow in the middle of both of these. So I'm going to work these opposite first. So let's go ahead and get Mr. Scarecrow in first. He's so cute. Now he's got a bright orange hat, but don't worry, we're going to take that hat to the next level. It's so fun to embellish things and make them your own, and that way if somebody else gets the kit too, when you embellish it a little bit differently, it's going to look like a completely different piece. Now I'm going to put these in here like this. So I'm going to take a couple of the pine tines, or the pieces of pine basically, and this is a U pin. Here it is right here, okay? And it's a wire that is shaped like a U basically. I'm going to take that and put it through two pieces right here, and then I'm able to pin that right into the back of the Scarecrow because he's foam, all right? So let me get it, but you have to use glue. If you don't use glue, it's just temporary and it's going to fail. So we're going to use a good amount of glue on there. And I'm going to do this a couple of times. Like one pin is not enough. You will think it's enough, but it's not, because I always want to make sure everything passes that craft show test. I teach that in design school so much. It's like, can your pieces withstand being handled a lot and hold up really well? All right, I'm going to put another one in. Same process. I've got my little basket under here. I love finding unique containers at thrift stores, garage sales, antique markets. Literally to organize my workspace, but they're cool, right? They've got texture. I'll show you. It's the cutest little basket. I don't know what came in it a long time ago, maybe crackers or something. It's a cute little shape, but that's my pin box. I got my little glue in there right now. Simple little pleasures make me so happy. All right, so I've got a couple of pins in there, and he feels really good. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when you get a swag, it never looks pretty and flat like this. I took some time before to shake hands with it. In design school, we use that term to meaning that we are going to straighten out the wires, and we're going to create a flat base. I forgot to tell you that. Sorry, but that is what we do first. Otherwise, they come and they're always going to be like, you know, crazy. You just flatten it out, take some time and be patient. Now, if you are just getting back into working with the pine bases like this one, whether it's colored or it's for Christmas, you might want to wear gloves. Sometimes they kind of eat up your hands if you're not used to it. And of course, as it gets colder in the season, you definitely got to watch your hands because you can tear them up really easy. All right, Scarecrow's in. Now we said we're going to put our next large element in this kit, and that is the pumpkin, and it's our yellow pumpkin, which is great because we're going to use all these colors in this candy corn motif that we've got going. So I want to use it kind of opposite the head, but I want to give it some motion, like up and down. I want to have it moving around. So I'm going to take and put it right here. We're going to use that same technique. So I'm going to take two pieces of the pine, and we're going to grab another floral pin out of my cute little basket. I should take y'all on my shopping adventure sometime to the fun stores that I like to pop into and get all their cool little vintage items. Okay, I'm going to press this in. So there's one pin in. All right. Now, that's a pretty good angle. She's kind of over to the side. I can manipulate her. I always want a second pin in too. So think about, okay, where else do I need to pin it to get this holding in there? So I'm going to kind of come from the side because I want her to be over this way. I'm going to grab two pieces and push them in. Now, once they're in, I want you to come back after that glue dries and go ahead and twist those pieces of pine backward. So basically, if I put the pin over this piece right here, right, and it's like this, a U, now if I make sure and twist this back, it can't pull out, okay? So that's all we're going to do for a second. So I'm going to take and do that once my glue is dried. It's just kind of tantamount to twisting the twist tie on the bread bag. We don't want to do it, but you know, you got to do the twist and tuck. So we got a little space and we got our first two components in. So you got it? It's already looking cute. We haven't even done anything. Wait till we really get to where we start adding our pieces in. Okay, next step is grab your really long curly pieces. And these are just like this. They have the yellow and the orange on them. And we're going to use this to kind of create some whimsy, all working around our design. Now, we're going to leave this area open because we call that the bow zone. That's where we're going to put a bow in. And I leave that empty till we get the bow there. So on these, I think these break down really easy into 2 pieces each. So I'm going to get my wire cutters out. And we're going to just take one and cut it right here at the top. And then I'm going to take this one and cut this one a little bit longer into the second section of the stem. So when I do that, you can see I get a section that has a 3 and a section that has 2. I'm going to do that for both of these stems and just cut them right up. Don't cut too close to the stems on these type of stems because you see where it's a little fatter there? That's because the fabric from the curls goes down in that area. So you'll get a lot more ease of use if you don't cut right there. All right, now I want to space these out and once again shake hands, and I can squish them down or I can elongate them. I can do either one. I've got both options in my design. And remember I said I wanted to have some excitement coming out the top? That's what we're going to do first. And we're going to do that just opposite her sweet little scarecrow head. And I'm going to load this with glue. And then we're going to kind of come into the body of the swag back here. I'm not out on the edge. I'm into the body. I'm tucking that right behind the head. See how cute that is? And now I'm also going to take a little of the pine to hold it in. So we've got glue and we've got the pine. We always use a 2-step approach for attaching, just for security. I'm really big on mechanics. Of course, I want you to learn design, but I want you to have really good, solid mechanics. Because then your work will last a lot longer, and your customers, if you're a seller, they will be so happy with what they purchased, they won't want to get their wreaths from anywhere else. So in design school, I'm always making sure that everybody's learning how to properly put things together. Now, I'm going to move her up on the wreath stand so you can see the bottom we're going to work on here. And this curly part that has the 3 from the other stem, we're going to easily put this kind of under the pumpkin and a little bit off to the side right in here where the curls come into here, but then they also go down. Remember, I can pull them out or I can squish them short. I can do whatever I need to kind of make them work both ways. So let's put this one in there. I've got my glue skillet right behind my work stand, so it's really easy to get to. Now I come in here and I'm going to twist these in. Isn't that awesome? And we're going to just tuck them and rock and roll. Okay, so my curls are coming down right out of my pumpkin. Now, it's time to put the bow in. Now, we will have a link here to the bow video. It's a separate video you can go watch. And if you don't see it here, you can ask for it in the comments, or you can also head over to the supply list for this kit, and it'll have a link to all the videos that go with it. So anytime you buy a kit from us, you'll get a sheet in the kit that actually takes you back to the video, but you can also find those sheets just out on our website and the supply list anytime. It has all the links, everything you need. We try to make it super easy. And then when you're ready, you come join us in design school, and we have a whole portal where there's no hunting to find things anymore. It's right at your fingertips, and you have all that exclusive content just for you, step by step recorded. So here is our bow. And we went with all the fun colors on this one. And we went with the orange, little cute candy corn on the front. It turned out super duper cute. So this bow, it has a cable tie in the back where we're going to be able to attach it to our wreath base. We're going to go right into that bow zone we talked about, right into this area where we left the space. And I'm going to try to tuck the bow in a little bit off to the right. And kind of pop her in between. This is going to soften the bright yellow of the pumpkin, but still let it poke out from behind. I love that. So we're going to come in, and I'm going to attach this to, I'm going to go with 3 pieces of pine, and you're going to use the same technique we just did, where you're not going to the base, but you're going to the pieces of pine. And then we're going to twist them backward, just like I talked about the bread twist tie. You're doing that so if someone were to pick it up by the bow, it can't just slide off. We got to make sure that these things are going to hold up. Now it looks whack right now. It's facing forward. Don't worry, we're going to pull it back. So I'm going to tie that in. And now you're going to go ahead and tuck those loops right under her chin. Oh, how cute is that? And we're going to have this all really poof out. Okay? And we're going to add a couple more curls kind of coming out of the bow now that she's in. So take these sweet little curls and tuck them right behind the bow. So once you have that in the spot it's going to be, you've like nailed the bow zone. I'm going to tuck this inside here. And we're going to get some pine. We're going to make sure the pine hits the glue, and then we're also wiring it in too. Now, if you're making this for yourself, you're more than welcome not to glue it if you want to. It just is not going to, it's going to take a beating on your front door and stuff will fall out. So just know, hey, when I'm ready and I've got my design ready, I've really got to glue it in. Because we want it to last, you know, a good while at least. See, when I get that glue on there, I get a lot of it. A whole bunch. Okay, and I'm going to come from the other side. And we're going to tuck this one in. I'm going to kind of go under her head. Now, we talk about direction and changes in direction all the time in design school and how important they are. So when I'm right here at the center of the bow, it's totally fine to just have those pieces just come right out. Look how cute that is. Before we put the cupcakes in, I know you've been waiting for the cupcakes. We want to go ahead and get some ribbon tails in. So you're going to grab your ribbons that were in the bow. And I am going to use these two right here and layer them up to put them in. It's very simple just to layer a skinnier ribbon on a more narrow. Now, I'm getting ready to have to pull these ribbons while I'm working with them. And I use, it can sit on the bow maker, or you can also just take a dowel and stick it right between your little rolls of ribbon if you need to pull it on the counter. So you see here, put it in, and now I can easily pull and hold that. So you don't have to have anything fancy to be able to pull these tails out nice. Okay, my first tail is just going to hang straight down here at the bottom. Let me bring her back up so you can see. When I'm doing a swag and I'm filming, it's a little tricky because we got a lot of directions. Now, I think it's cute to have like a double set of tails, just like this, and kind of cut them at opposite angles. I like to make one a little longer and one a little shorter. So we're going to do that right now. Come on here, cut up, buddy. Okay, you don't have to do anything too fancy, but make this, right? And then I'm going to take and just wire it in. Okay, so take the piece of wire, twist around, tuck it up and under. And that big one's going to go there. And the small one will just go on top. Okay, so there's our cute little tail. And we've got more picks to put in here at the bottom, so don't worry. Now I'm going to come back to the top. That's so cute. And we want another tail kind of shooting out this way. Now, if you want tails to stand up, you can't cut them so long. They'll be floppy. So we're going to cut them a little bit shorter when we go up to the top part, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. Hold my little spool holder here. And we're going to go, maybe that's about 8 inches, 7 inches. I'm going to gather it. And then my next one I can make just a little bit longer so they stack up pretty. You can see here, I'm going to come in and make it about 9. So not too big, okay? So this is what it'll look like. Now, I want this to stand up a little better than that last one, so I'm not going to use the same technique. I'm actually going to gather it like this. See, it's flopping a little. We'll put a little weight behind it. We'll put some of the pine behind it. Now, I want you to grab a cable tie and go ahead and put this on one of our pieces of stem. Where's our black stem? So here's our black stem off of one of the pieces we already cut. I want you just to put that around there. And we just made our own little cluster, okay? I like to cable tie it on. It'll keep this cluster tight and will help it sit up a little bit better. All right, don't worry about it flopping. We're going to put it in the wreath itself. You can also, like if one ribbon is a little stronger than the other, we can always take and tack a little glue on there and make it a little bit more sturdy. So I'll do that right now, right? Okay. So I'm just going to run just a light bit of glue on here with my simple technique and just run that right down the middle. Okay, and I make it a little bit stronger to sit up. And this is going to come out working right behind these curls. So we're going to go behind them and have that little bit of ribbon just popping out of the top. Super cute. Let's put it in there. I got to glue it in using the same technique. But it's kind of neat when you layer ribbon like that. You can kind of create your own pattern basically, which is a lot of fun. So as I put it in, I'm also going to twist around because I want to keep it stable. And let's just tuck it in and make sure you got some pine kind of coming behind it, in it, so that can pop right out. It's so cute! All right, I promised you cupcakes. Here come the cupcakes. So I know I want to use some cupcakes kind of coming out the top and definitely having a lot of fun with that. So I'm going to take a couple here and we're going to separate these where they each have a good sized stem. And you want to hold on to any extra stem because we can use that for another little project. Okay, so I want to get them standing up pretty good, and let's put one right here above the hat. I think that would be really cute. Like she's got some cupcakes in her hat because she's that cool. Of course she is. That looks good right there. Oh, cute! And let's use one right here in the side. I have a couple right here together. Isn't that just making it so cute and whimsical? I love this. If you've got grandkids, you have got to snag this kit because they can help you make it. And you just need to supervise the glue gun, of course, but man, this would be super cute. They could name the scarecrow, give her a name, and then help you add all the fun embellishments on here. That's literally half the fun. All right, since we put these cupcakes over here, we're going to put some more cupcakes in. We want these to come opposite and work opposite, and that'll bring that color combo over. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll take and cut these down into two sections. And the first one I kind of want to keep a little tight to the bow to come out. Look how cute that's going to be. Right in here. Oh my gosh. You guys, if you're not on our text list, you might want to get a spot because you know why? I let you know when new videos are coming out, just like this one. So if you don't get a text for a video, sometimes that's because it's a replay. It's not brand new. When something is brand new, brand spanking new, we always shoot out a text so our VIP customers can know, hey, you don't want to miss this. Our text number is 832-734-5201. Or you can also take and go to textkalea.com and sign up there. You've got a couple of different options. Now, once you get on the text list, send us VIP, like very important person, because then we know you are set up to get our first 10% off your first order. We'll send you a coupon, and then you're not going to miss another text when we have something new, like this cutie right here. Okay, let me show you what we got so far. We got some cupcakes. We got the top. Oh, so stinking cute. Of course, you can make yours the way you want. Feel free to add more and more and go to town. Let's put in a couple more cupcakes here at the bottom. Or at least one more. We might save one more for the top. Let's put in one more kind of coming out the middle of this tail. I think that would be so cute. Get in the middle. I'm going to twist that around. And these are all on great wires, so I can always take and have them come back up. You know, if them being upside down is bugging you, it's no big deal. We can twist them up and manipulate them however we need for the design we want. I kind of like that one coming out down. All right, let's bring it back down. I'm going to add one more cupcake to the top. Isn't she precious? And this one we're going to kind of put over here on the right side. I think kind of coming right beside her cheek would be precious. So watch your ribbon. Let's get her loaded with glue. And I'm going to come in on the right. Excuse me, I'm going to give you a little cupcake right at your cheek here, baby. She's so stinking cute. Okay, our last little pieces that come in the kit So I want to add a couple of these to her hat to kind of embellish her hat a little bit and get it looking adorable. So we're going to take and cut these down a little shorter. I just like to take a couple of stems off. And we're going to make a sweet little like piece for the top of her hat. Now in this kit you get full rolls of ribbon. So you'll have plenty of ribbon to add more embellishments, add more ribbon tails. Whatever you want, you can pop in more. I'm going to put these kind of coming out of her hat, but like she stuck a feather in her hat, kind of like that. Oh, that's cute. And let's put a little the other way. And then I'm going to tie her just a little bitty bow to go up and under here. Yeah. Oh. Just going to make sure that stays right there. Get her a little... You can also curl these if you want them a little shorter. Always think that's cute. It's kind of like little pip berries. Have some fun with them. I'm holding it while I'm kind of moving it around. Isn't that precious? Now, we got to cover up our little bit of mechanics there. So I'm going to take our sweet little cute candy corn ribbon and just make a regular old bow, but I'm going to kind of double up on it. So I'm going to have 2 pieces. So it'll be a kind of a nice little loopy one. So 2 pieces of the ribbon. And let's just do a regular old bow. Loop, 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 and a crisscross applesauce, okay? 2 loops and crisscross. Let's see if we can make it cute on the first go. We're gonna try. All right, let me pull the tails out a little bit better. Just like you're tying your shoes, basically. But we're doing it with 2 layers of ribbon. So I want to get it looking cute. I didn't really pay attention, but this little ribbon has a rickrack edge. That is so cute. No wonder I liked it. All right, now I'm just going to pull these down until I get the loop size I want and twist those little tails. Okay. Oh, it's going to be so cute right there. And we're going to trim these a little shorter. You could even dovetail them if you wanted. I'm going to go short and long. So I cut that first one a little short, then a little long. And now we're going to glue that in her little hair right there. The embellishment part of the project is always the funnest. It's like these little details. Sometimes when you're a creative that sells, you have to be careful because you end up really getting sucked into this little world of embellishing. It's so fun. But you know what? It's worth it. Those little details make it super cute. Now, I've got 2 of these stems left, and I would like to put some of these in the bow and a little bit scattered throughout. So I'm going to just literally take and cut these into individual stems. And that way we can make them go all over our design. But we want to just use these to add little bits of detail throughout the design. So I'm going to cut that longer so this stem could be a little bit longer. Trim this so we get all these, some with a little bit of longer stem if possible. There you go, and it's all broken up into individual pieces. So let's first start with the bow. I like to put about 3 into there. Now when we go into the bow, sometimes we glue into the loops of the bow, but other times we literally just go in between them, like here to layer behind. Okay, and I'm gonna glue actually to the base of the bottom ribbons, and just make sure you kind of grab and sandwich it in between the ribbons so it'll stay. So that's so cute coming out of there. And poof up these layers. And you gotta watch this bow video too, because we layered up the last layer on the top of this bow, which is really, really cute. Something you can play with. And if you're a design school student, we have some layered bow videos in the portal that you will love, love, love. If you haven't used that technique in a while, that's a fun one to play with. Okay, here comes my 3rd piece in. And once they get set up, you can fluff them a little bit more, just like the layers of the actual bow. Once the glue's set, I can wiggle it a little bit more, but just give it a second. All right, let's put one more. I'm putting 4 in the bow. I thought 3 would be enough. No. Now, when you start to put different elements in your design, sometimes it's, you know, you feel like I'm just going to put a little everywhere. And that's fine. But in this case, we're using candy corns kind of in the center zone, these small ones. So it's more beneficial if we just kind of keep the eye going in that area. So what I want you to do is you can branch out a little, but I want you to stay in the center when you start putting these in. So, and create a line with them. So I'm doing that right here. Like this is kind of continuing from our little hat, squeezing it in. And then I'm going to put one more above. And then we'll work a few more below the bow to continue that line on. Okay, here I'm gluing to the back of the hat, but I'm going to find some pine to kind of sandwich it. So even though I'm not using the wire to hold these, I am sandwiching them between 2 things so the glue can hold. All right, we have 4 more pieces. Now we're going to work right down this center and put them in right here. So we'll come right below the bow, right in here. I'm going to get in there on that pine. There's our first piece. Ah, get up higher. Come on down. I want to put one right here. These are just such cute little accents. Now, if you like anything in the kit, we always have all the pieces labeled there. So that way, if there is something else you want more of and we have it in stock, you can add that. Let's say you like, oh, Keleas, I love those little candy corns. I know I'm going to have ribbon left from the kit. Let me go ahead and buy some more of that. We'll have links to all that on the supply list as well. So you can go to town, really. You can add more of that collection when you grab the kit. And you'll know you have more things that work with the ribbons and the whole design because you've already seen me work with it. It's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer. You know it's going to work. Hey, we did it. She is a cutie. She's a cutie. She's going to pop right off your front door with all her yellow and orange and black. She is going to be stunning. I can't wait for you to try this type of swag and play with the cute little detail ribbons on your pieces, add little accents and little additions. I think you're going to have so much fun with it. I thought we'll do a swag tonight all based off this design. So we're going to have so much fun. Thanks, Cherie. Hi, Linda. So you guys, I want to make sure you know, while I fluff out this swag base, I want to make sure you know that next week is the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. Hence the massive pile of pumpkins in the corner here, if you haven't noticed. So we'll be talking about it more, but we'll pop the link here in the comments in a second to join us. If you are a design school member, you get access to the Creative Pumpkin Challenge at no additional charge if you were a previous member. So if you would just check the group for that. But if you are new, you're just seeing us for the first time, or maybe you've been hanging around for a while and now you're like, hey, I want to come see what they're doing in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge, we'd love to have you. It's going to start next Thursday, and it's 3 days of fun. So please come join us. We're going to have so much fun. Oh, Cherie, yes, that is the main project we're doing in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. But we've got other little bonuses coming too. Hi, Connie, welcome. You guys in design school, I would call this shaking hands. So with the swag, when they come, they kind of come all janky. You gotta fluff them out. So that's what I'm doing right now, y'all. Just fluffing it all out. So how's everybody's Fridays? Starting off strong, I hope. Kai was so happy her room was somewhat clean. You know how kids get it out of control? That's what happened. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Renee. How's it going, Janet? Hey, Mickey. All right, I'm going to fluff this dude way up. And get him all fluffed out. Spread out. Shake hands with each stem. Because you need it kind of to be flat on the back to lay nicely on somebody's doors. Right? Hi, CT. Good to see you. I loved your truck the other night. It looked really good. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Oh, I'm going to fluff this out. Y'all, I have been planning and getting so excited about the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. It's just been, it's really fun to get all prepped and try to get ready to have a fun party where we can create together for several days. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited about it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We're going to be covering a lot of it up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And you might notice I didn't bring a lot forward this time because I'm going to be adding a lot of fun things onto the front to fill it in. It did! That was really cute. CT, you guys, is a Halloween. He does big displays at his house for Halloween and for Christmas. So it's always fun to see what he's making too. Yeah, Dawn, you can't wait for the pumpkin challenge? Oh, I know, we're gonna have a blast. Okay, I saved the tag for that swag to tell you guys the item number. And of course, now I can't find it. It's the 30-inch swag. Nicole, I'm using the 30-inch one. So if you could grab the number and share it with everybody. Dang it. Y'all, you know. Hi, how you doing, Jackie? Oh, this one is this cool pod. Now, the whole inspiration for this particular swag is coming from the ribbon. We tied the bow on Wednesday, so you can go back and watch that video, our bow Wednesday. This is what we tied. You can see there's a lot of bright green, so a nice green in here mixed with a white pumpkin. So that's why I'm going to pick a brighter green as far as it goes. I'm going to put some of these pods in there. And these pods are item number 80360. All of this stuff is available at Keleas.com, guys. So I know I want to put some of these in. Oh, I found the item number for the swag. It's on the floor. Psych! The swag is 82363. All of these supplies are at Keleas.com, guys. Thank you for posting that. Oh, slacker. So I've got you're not a slacker, I'm a slacker. That sounded rude. Oh my gosh. It's laid for Keleas. It's laid for me. So I've just fluffed this one right out. And I'm going to use a couple of these in here. I'm going to use two. So I'm thinking one kind of at the top. Kind of catty corner just a little bit. Right here. And I'm just going to use some of these pine to hold it in. I'm just zigzagging these to tie it in. And you can cut it if you want to. I'm just going to leave this because I don't think we're going to see it. But I'm going to attach it 3 different places. And then I'll tack a little glue on there just to hold it tight. Give it a lot of motion forward. Make sure you do that. You've been called worse. I know. I'm sorry. That sounded bad. I was referring to myself being the slacker. Oh. Okay. Y'all, yesterday was Kaya's birthday, and man, if you don't know, Kaya's my daughter, guys, and she had a volleyball game, and they won, so that was the best present. That was the best present, and she was so excited. Patricia, you drug out a wreath today. Oh, good. Good for you. I'm so happy, Patricia. Awesome. I love it. Getting creative. I love it. Well, hopefully y'all have your house all settled and maybe you've got the house projects under control. I know that they go and they go and they go. All right, I'm going to bring in another one. And this one I'm going to kind of go bring it kind of coming down. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. I love these pods. These are like a, I'm calling them pods, but they're like a thistle. And I like that you can use them different times of the year, but they're going to look great with this particular pattern. So I'm just zigzagging this in. I'm going to tuck this one kind of behind here. If you end up seeing a stem, we can always cut it out later, but in the meantime, I'm just going to try to camouflage it in there. I'm going to camouflage it in. How you doing, Stacy? You got football tomorrow. Stacy is in design school, and she's a big Gators fan. What if any of you enjoy college football? Tell us who you root for. We'd love to hear who your teams are. Unless it's Alabama, I don't know if we want to know. No, I'm just kidding. You can tell. Hi, Glenda. All right, those are in. So I've kind of got them. You see how they're kind of making a little S? I like that in there. I like that little flow going on. Now I'm going to put in some eucalyptus. So let's get this going on. This is item number 80755. This is the brown green color. Georgie! Oh, when we're doing the doggy, Georgie, yes! Yes, our cute dog. It'll be time to decorate for Halloween soon, and can't wait to get him out. I don't know what we named the dog. Well, we're giving everybody names. Oh, Patricia, you're going to get a she shed silo. Oh, that's nice. That's fun. I love that. I love that. That's cool. Ruth, yay! I'm so glad you're here. Becky, War Eagle, I like it. Not Bama. I just have to give the Alabama fans a little, you know, razz them a little. Hey, Tracy. Girl, I like them berries. That looked good. Jeanette, you never been into sports. I get it. No worries. My dad, of course, loves sports. And I used to be way more into it than I am now. I do the sport of wreath making. So, we're pretty competitive in this realm. So I'm going to put a little bit of this eucalyptus in here and start getting a nice feel for my design. Tuck it in. You guys, I'm using a glue pot, so I just put it in some glue, dipped it in, and then we tucked it in there. Hey, Stacy! On the big screen? Whoop, whoop! I love it. Is Nate and Aaliyah going night-night? Are they up? Probably Nate's not going night-night. Nate is outgrown night-night. Go Gators! I knew you were Go Gators, Stacy. I knew it. All right, I'm going to go a little bit lower down here. You know, as far as it goes, whatever makes you happy, y'all. If you enjoy sports, you enjoy crafting, I'm just happy there's different strokes for different folks, and you can get some pleasure out of whatever it is that makes you happy. And I hope that involves making flower arrangements, or at least making wreaths and playing with them. You did, Jackie? You decorated your Christmas tree for fall? How fun! Oh, that's fun. Love, love, love that. We actually just put away the Christmas decorations. I did put them easily accessible to get them right back out. Oh, Roll Tide, there's one of them. Oh, that's okay. Alright, I'm putting my eucalyptus in, and guys, I'm giving it lots of depth. I like that. I'm going to use 2 bushes of this. You're a Sooners fan? Well, that's alright, Cindy. That's cool. Hi, Melody. Hi. Oh, hi, Angela. You hanging out with us? Awesome. Tracy, you jumped up and down and possibly squealed as soon as you found those berries. They look great. It's amazing. So, guys, to tell you what we're talking about, in design school, Tracy had made she had made a beautiful wreath, but it was kind of like needed some contrast. So she found some berries that were the perfect burgundy. I don't know if they're exactly berries or pods or flowers, but they looked perfect in there. So we were all really excited for her, because we thought, what are the chances she's going to find this perfect, you know, it was kind of like that burgundy Merlot color. It looked beautiful. I can't wait for you to sell it. Glenda says, go Tigers. That works. Hi, Debbie Davis. I'm so blessed you're here hanging out with us. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, Nate's up, but the rest are snoring. Mom is having happy juice. Happy juice. I'm on TikTok way too much now, y'all. Way too much. Oh, hey, Ellen. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. Hi, Candy. You're about to go night-night? Oh, you're using me to go night-night. Candy, did you go to Damon's too? I don't know if you were there. I didn't see you on the live, but I was wondering. Stacy, I took off today and went shopping for fall home decor. Oh, Stacy, how fun. That is fun. I think I'm cut off. I think Keleas cut off. Klee has hit the wall. I'm not allowed to buy too much more. Well, I pretty much have Halloween, so I probably will get some more fall. But not until I get it all decorated for Halloween. And we put that up. We have to put that away. I have to set, you know, rules. Becky, you're addicted to swags. Aren't they fun? I like the linear movement of swags for some reason. I'm a curls and movement person, so I love the movement of a swag. That sounds crazy. Hi Donna, good to see you. I love that wreath. It was beautiful. And you're an Oklahoma State Cowboys. There's 2 of you guys here tonight. Whoa, I love that. You're not sure what they are either. It doesn't matter, right? If they're berries or flowers or what, it doesn't matter. They're adorable. They worked perfect. They literally work perfectly. I'm going to pop this one in here. And since this base is green and we're going in, we've kind of got a lot of green working on this particular fall piece. It's going to work fine if it shows a little. You don't have to worry about it. Ooh, you got a new couch? What? You got your Halloween picks? Yay! Aren't they so cute? Oh, okay, so you and Jim went to shop. Okay, I got it. All right. And Megan's over at David's. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh, you're having to play Norse? Your husband husband has COVID? Oh, Becky. I'm glad you're negative. Take care with everybody. Oh, boy. You know, it's so scary. Runs through the whole family and you have to worry like that, right? Razorbacks, I believe, are playing the Texas Longhorns. They moved to the SEC. Oh, right. They were saying something because my dad is a U of H fan, University of Houston, and apparently they're moving to a new conference next year. So I'm not sure. Y'all, I know so little. I just go and have fun, and I root for the team that we should be rooting for, depending on the game. Kaya really got into it though. She goes with Grandpa most every Saturday whenever they have a home game. So she's been going for years. So she gets so excited. Oh wait! You went? Oh, you didn't sell anything today, Janet? At the Festival of the Horse. Okay, well hopefully tomorrow you're gonna get some sales. And hopefully you're meeting people and making connections that could turn into something later. Sometimes you can get sales later after the event, so don't look at it as a complete loss. You're going to learn a lot from it, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put our bow in so we can see where we stand and see where else we're going to pop in. I think I am going a little more top center. So dead center would be right here. I'm going to go a little bit above that, but I'm letting all the beautiful pods and eucalyptus come out. Hi, Cindy. Awesome, guys. Stacy, you bought a new couch? Wow. Now that you have the new couch, you're going to decorate. Yes. Yes. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I took care of my mom and dad's cat when they were in California. It's really Marley's cat, my niece. I took care of the cat, and the cat was hiding behind the Christmas decorations, and I didn't even know she could get to the particular chair that was covered with Christmas decorations. And then today when we were cleaning up, sure enough, she had made her a little spot, and I could hear her doing something back there, but she had literally nibbled off the berries off the face of my gingerbread man. He no longer has a nose or eyeballs. Well, it's a nose. No, it's a nose and a button, not eyeballs. Oh, thank you. Treva? Is that how you say it? Thank you. I love visiting with you guys. I love being with y'all and hanging out. I try to keep up with everybody's stories if I can. Sometimes I don't keep it all straight, but I try. She's going to send you the couch. After 18 years, Patricia, you are not getting the couch. Let's be real. I think she needs it. She definitely needs it. Okay, once again, we made this bow on Bow Wednesday, so y'all go back and watch. We were doing blast off bows, so it's a blast off. If you're new, you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's some Keleas bow lingo, and we're talking about the loops in the bow. Okay? Oh, good! Good! Yay! My name's Keleas, so it's different. I'm totally used to getting it butchered. I try. You worked hard for the couch, Stacy. Amen. Amen. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys. We got some lights put on our house, which is a super duper treat. But Honey Bunny, I mean, he loves to decorate for Christmas big time. So we got some lighting put in that you can change for any season once it's installed. It's all LED and it's got an app and everything. I can't wait to show you guys. Honey Bunny is happy. Hi, Jeannie. Ruth, you started rolling your ribbon tails after watching me? Yeah, sweet. I like doing that. That's kind of my thing. Sometimes I even put knots in my ribbon. It just depends what mode we're in. I'm in the 20-inch ribbon tail mode. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you, too. So this is some eucalyptus, and let me give you a code. I'm going to get yelled at because I haven't done that yet. This has got more of a brown tone, so I'm picking up the brown tone from the ribbon, a little bit coming out of the leaves in the eucalyptus, and we're gonna tie a little of that in there for a little contrast. So this is item number 56524OR. This is on Keleas.com. Debbie, you can't wait to see the Halloween blow-ups. Yes, yes. I did get one new one. You know, we can't just have all the same stuff. Our poor deprived neighbors. They would be so boring if we had the same thing every year. You know, we do it for the kids, y'all. We do it for the kids. That's what we tell ourselves. Actually, last year I took down the Halloween on Halloween night because I just wanted it cleaned up. It was kind of late. And sure enough, some people came walking by specifically, and she was like, oh, I was going to show my husband. I'm like, sorry, all packed up. I felt bad, but it was already all packed up. You know, it was going to rain the next day, and I just didn't want to deal with it all wet to put it away. So I kind of rushed the pack up a little. Oh, I love this. This is so wispy and pretty. I love this stuff. Oh, it's too far off, too high, Stacy? Okay, yeah. Yeah, these are pretty cool. It's called, this particular system is called Jellyfish Lighting, and it's really, really neat. So it was a treat for Honey Bunny for his birthday, and he's so excited. It even has like a option to have the lights look like lightning. Oh, so I thought that's going to be fun for Halloween. We can maybe have a little lightning going. And it has the timers and all that. It's nice, because he used to do all that manually. So give him a little break. I'm going to put a little more brown coming down the center. Hi, David. Sure, you do the same thing for the kids? Yes, me too. CT, right? The day after Halloween, it all comes down, right? Yeah, because I'm ready to kind of do a small transition to fall. I'll leave the pumpkins out there. But all the skeletons need to come down. And then we got to get started on Christmas, CT, right? CT's got a lot to put out, though. He's got a lot. Your grown kids would get so many when they would take Christmas tree down. Aww. They'd get mad when you took the Christmas tree down Christmas Day. I know. It's hard when you do this for a living, guys, you get so excited, but then you're ready to move on, really, because it's just so much. You're like, okay, what's next? What's next? Here it comes. But I'm probably going to use a lot of the stuff we make in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge next week for home decorations for fall. And that way I can just transition to those. Well, that's the plan, right? Oh, Debbie, she did have a great birthday. Thank you for asking. She sure did. She had a great time. We went to supper with Grandma and Grandpa, and then she won her volleyball game, and she's got a sleepover with a friend staying over. So, you know what? We're talking happy camper. She's living her best life. She's finally made like a really good friend, and I think that's, you know, sometimes that's hard for kids to do, and she's always had boys as her friends. This is her first really good girlfriend, so I'm happy for her. It's really good. Oh, that's okay, Darla. We're making this on a pine, a Christmas pine. It is a 30-inch pine. Let me show you. What did I do? Glue it to the board? It's a pine, Darla. Okay? And we're working it all in to the pine base. Right? Karen, I'm working on the 30-inch one. You could do this on the 24. We have both in the shop. You could go either way. Hey, you know, Faith, we got a pumpkin challenge coming. We're gonna have a pumpkin party. I had to make sure we didn't run out of pumpkins. You know, I have committed to the pumpkin creative pumpkin challenge next week, so we were not going to be low on pumpkin, and I bought 2 of everything. Because even though we sell pumpkins, everything's been selling so quickly. I don't know what we would have available just in case. I wanted to make sure I had pumpkins from every different sources. Okay, I hope I have one more brown. I do. I've got one more. A little fall, then full-blown Christmassy tea. Oh, nice. Nice. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Me too. I love all the eucalyptus. I love it. You know, when I was coming up in the industry a long time ago, probably 20, 23, 24 years ago, preserved eucalyptus was all the rage. The thing is, preserved eucalyptus here in Texas bleeds. It bleeds because we have too much humidity. Well, not all over Texas, but here in Houston. So it always made it just like, don't touch it. You have to use it indoors. It was crazy. It was crazy back then. Oh, Georgie, Kaya just turned 12. I know. I think when we started live, she was 5. No, she wasn't 5. That's a lie. She was 7 or something like that, right? 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, she was 7 or 8. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Thank you, Debbie. I was happy for her, you know. Oh, Carol, you go out for each holiday. We're on a corner. You get so many compliments. No blow-ups. I'm tired of doing it. Carol. Come on, Carol. I know. We're still going to have some blow-ups. We're putting some new gardens. So I'm going to be able to put some of well, y'all, last year we had a lot of stuff planned, but we couldn't do it because my mom and dad both got COVID. Y'all, a lot of you know, your loyal followers, you're here all the time. So our whole world got ripped upside down. And we didn't do everything I wanted to do in our yard, but I got some really cute, big ceramic snowmen to put out there. Or they're resin. And hopefully we're going to be able to put those out this year. I'm excited about that. Marcus, pumpkin party! Marcus is in design school, so he's going to be coming to the pumpkin party. Hopefully you can join us, Marcus, next weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got replays on everything, guys. Replays. That's the Creative Pumpkin Challenge coming up. And it's a paid event. It's a paid party. But believe me, we have lots of fun. There'll be lots of giveaways. And we just have a blast creating together. The whole schedule is also posted on the sales page. So if you click the link below, it'll tell you about their Creative Pumpkin Challenge. But that's a bunch of pumpkins for the challenge over there. All right. So I've got eucalyptus, I've got green and brown. That looks great. I can stop here. I had put aside some white pumpkins, so I thought maybe we're gonna tuck some pumpkins in and see how it goes. You're gonna be there, Marcus? Yes, yes, awesome. So this is a little assortment bag of pumpkins we do have available on Keleas.com. Item number 9. No, that's wrong. 59050. 59050. All right, I'm gonna see if we want to put these in there. Let's cut these open. Got some different fun shapes. I love fun shapes of pumpkins. Oh my gosh, when they start putting the regular pumpkins in the grocery store, are you guys like me? You're like, ooh, there's another shape. I could put that in the kitchen. I could put this outside. I could, real pumpkins, fake pumpkins, I like them all. Stacy, whatever. Whatever. You're not going to come Thursday or Friday, Stacy? You should come hang out with us Thursday and Friday. Time goes fast, Kimmy. Wow, right? Crazy fast. All right, I'm getting some ties. I'm going to pin these into this wreath base. Excuse me, I've got to reach. Excuse my reach, y'all. I'm going to get some floral pins. And let's decide where we're going to pin these in. I can pin them directly to the pine in here. But I was thinking we'll take a couple and just pin them right in. Okay. Oh, Lord, Patricia, what for? I hope it's not a huge deal. You're going to be there Thursday and Friday, Stacey? Thank you. You're not coming to the pumpkin party, though? The big party at the end? Maybe you could pop in amidst the football game. Stacy's like, I cannot. This is my favorite thing. That's all right, Stacy. We'll take you when we can get you. All right, I love that one kind of going down. Now let me see what other kind of textures I have in here. I've got one that's kind of a little bit of a flat one. Oh, these are cute. Look at this one. Hi, Joanna. All right, I got a flat one. I got a curvy one. I love these. Y'all, this is such an easy swag. Y'all need to be knocking these out. Super cute. I'm going to tuck this one kind of, trying to decide, do I want these? I just kind of want these, a couple down here, just tucked in amongst this eucalyptus. Let's go in here. I'm just using floral pins. I'm pinning it to the pine, and then I'm just making sure I twist the pine back so they can't fall off. They're going to wiggle a little, but they're not going anywhere. Okay, let's get one of these other gourds. Wow, Tracy, 24? You look just way too young to have kids that old. Tracy. Time does fly, right? Uh-oh, Stacy, game starts at 3:30, huh? You probably can come in the morning, but you'll probably be, you'll probably still be doing game time. The schedule is there. I don't have it all memorized, but the schedule is in the group already. Stacy, you can go take a peek in the group. Which I think you're already in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. That group, it's in there. Alright, I'm going to use one more pin, because see how that one's kind of floppy? We don't want that. I'm going to pin it up just a little bit higher. Okay? Hi, Stephanie from New Jersey. Great to see you. Alright, let me pin it up a little bit. I'm going to grab... It's nothing worse than a floppy gourd, y'all. Nothing worse. Let me tuck this in over here. So if you work with pumpkins and gourds that are artificial and they're foam, the nice thing is you can just tuck them in and pin them. It's easy. Sure, you have 4 grandchildren and 1 great-grandson? Congratulations, that's wonderful. What a lovely family. We just have 1 daughter. God blessed us with one wonderful daughter. And don't get me wrong, she can be a handful, but we love her. Okay, I'm going to tuck this in back here. We're going to do the same process. And I might have to put a couple of pins up here because I want to make sure they're going to hold. Or you know what, I'll just tie it further back. This is so cute. I love the dimension of this eucalyptus in here. Okay, there's that one. And let's put one more up here, I think. Yeah, Karen, I put the pin in to the pumpkin. And I grabbed one of the pine stems and just, so it's pumpkin, pine. My finger's the pine, right? And the pin's just going to go right through that pine. Okay? Let's see here. Oh, wow. 29. That's crazy, Tracy. You tried to do a calf heart yesterday, but what the hell, Patricia? Okay. You, girlfriend, go get them, take care of you. All right. Kimmy, you're going to be watching. Okay, well, good, Kimmy. You're going to take care of her for the Rainbows Baby in Children's Hospital Cleveland. Okay. Well, you know, it's all going to be available on replay, too. So anytime you want to watch it later, it'll be there for you. Just like if you did the Hydrangea Wreath Challenge in the spring, that's still there for you to watch later. Whenever you want to watch it. Alright, I'm going to push this in here. I'm using these flatter pumpkins, and I'm letting them kind of be a little flat. Just want a little space between those. Oh, that's cute. See how we kind of got a nice line of the white pumpkins going down the middle? Alright, Patricia, I'm sorry to sound kind of... I'm glad you're there, getting it taken care of. They're going to take good care of you. Alright, let's see. I'm going to have a couple of pumpkins left for another project, but we got a whole challenge coming, so that's fine. Paula! Oh, Paula, we only take credit cards. Our payment system is Stripe, so it's done all on the computer. We don't take any of your information. It's all encrypted. So, it's secure because a Keleas does not see your number. My team doesn't see your number. It's all done through a service called Stripe. So it's a service that I pay for them to process the credit cards because it's a third party. The autumn bush here, this is a greenery bush. I'm going to tuck a little of this in just for a little bit more of a texture that's going to be kind of curling in and out. This is 81118 autumn. Okay? Thanks, Linda. Alright, and I'm going to trim these off. And let's get this in. Let's get this in here. Sarah? Sarah, I don't think I knew you had twins. Wow. Are the twins girls? Or boys, Sarah? Oh. I understand, Paula. Me and Honey Bunny today had words a little bit too. Because we were doing big time cleaning. And as soon as you touch any of his stuff, does yours, Honey Bunnies, do this? That you get into their area and now they're like, don't want to clean. They want all your area clean, but they don't want to clean their area. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. I see how it is. Okay, I'm going to tuck this piece in. I want this piece to kind of come out the bottom right here under the, where we put those pods at the very beginning. I'm tucking that under here. I like these leaves. They have that little touch of like the autumn edge. I'm going to let that kind of flow down there. 17-year-old and 10-year-old, right? And you've got your hands full. Oh, okay, the boys. Oh, so they're identical, Sarah? Oh, wow. And the youngest is a girl. So, Gwendolyn, we're going to do more projects besides in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. We're going to do more projects besides what you see as a wreath. I don't want you to run out and buy everything. I want you to come and if you want to create the wreath, buy the supplies to create the wreath. But I want you to be inspired. And then you can go out and see supplies that you can get wherever your local store has something similar. So you don't end up buying a whole lot unless you want to make all the things. So we're going to have more projects in the challenge besides the wreath. That's why there's so many pumpkins. But don't go buy everything yet until you decide, oh yeah, I think I want to make that arrangement, or I want to try what Keleas did here, or I want to try that candlestick project she did. If you want to do those, then get the supplies, okay? So there'll be more. I'll tell you all about them. We'll give you the item numbers and all that. But the big project we're doing is the wreath, okay? Alrighty. Paula, I understand. I get it. Oh. We have issues. Well, I don't think they mean anything by it. They just, I don't know. I get it. Debbie, 38, and your daughter will be 42. Wow. Wow, Debbie. You got your hands full and then some, right? Hey, Melissa, checking in from Cali. Good to see you. You stacked papers on your hubby's desk. Gave him a little bit. He came home, sat in the living room, and asked if I did something to make him mad. He said, yeah, you cleaned off your desk. Yeah. Well, Honey Bunny works at home now because they don't have an office anymore. So he's in the living room, which is fine. But he had house bills stacked, which he doesn't even pay that many house. I take care of most of it. He pays a few. But he's got them stacked over there like that's an organizational system in a pile on the cardboard boxes still from his office that he left over a year ago now. You know, girls, y'all. Now, if I would have done all that when he wasn't at home, which I cannot do because he works here at the house now, he would not have even known it even happened. He would have no clue. So that's the only thing, Jeanette. Yours might have noticed. Mine wouldn't have had a clue. Oh, wow. And a kid, yeah, crazy, Kimmy. For the gallbladder, right? Yay! So I'm just taking a little bit of that additional greenery. I'm popping in a little eucalyptus. I always like to put something kind of tight to the bow. I think it looks really fun. In design school, which is our class that I teach weekly about floral design and technique, a little bit different than this live here as I tell you what techniques we're using to create the design you're seeing. But I would call that breaking the plane. Like we want to break the plane of other objects in our wreath. So I like to do that. I think it's fun. Took you 15 years to train him. I got it. Oh. Right, Jeanette, he noticed way too quick. Yeah, I redid the whole front flower bed. He had no clue. He was like, oh, it looks nice. I'm like, yeah, it does. Of course, I'm out there doing floral design in the flower bed. I've got curves and, I've got this flowing here and I want that to be a spiller and go over the edge. And he's looking at me like, oh, yeah, have fun. That's okay. He puts up with me pretty good, though. Considering. All right, I got it nice and full. I'm going to put a little bit more right in here between these two pumpkins. Pop that in. So you guys, if you're thinking about joining the challenge, it's going to start next Thursday. I am going to do some shopping earlier in the week in the challenge group. So there's an advantage of getting in there a little bit early so I can show you some of the fun things that I see at different stores that you can substitute for things that we're using in the projects. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Your hubby calls you hands. It gets hidden. Yes, Stacy, right? Debbie, your husband's talking about retiring next year. Oh my gosh, Debbie. Wait, that's supposed to be like your she shed or something. All right, guys, here's our swag. We started off with that Christmas base right here, 30-inch pine Christmas base, which of course you guys can use those anytime. And we added a lot of fun eucalyptus, green and brown. We popped in some pumpkins. We used our bow from Bow Wednesday, and we did it. It turned out really, really pretty. A nice neutral fall piece that can transition from all the way from the end of summer, like we are now, right into fall. For those people who don't want the orange and the bright orange in falls. I love to work with pre-made bases when I can, especially if I'm on a crunch and I need to be stocking my Etsy store quickly. And this one comes on a what we call angel vine base. And I love that all these florals are ready to go and easy to work with. On another video, we've showed you how to hand tie the bow we're going to be using on this. But with these two ribbons, we're going to add a little bit of a tail into this design too. Another thing that we're going to be using today is some gorgeous pampas grass. So we're going to get started by creating our base first. The hanger's built in, and you can see the nice angel vine base. It's super easy to work with, really quickly to build up your design. What I like to do is I do like to use the bow in the top region, but I want it to be a little bit not at the tippy top. Like I like to have florals above it. So I use a matching pick. This is more of a spray. It's a little bit longer. It's got the same florals, and I'm going to shake hands with it just like we have to do with everything we use in design school. When I'm teaching our class every week, we talk about manipulating the florals because we want to make sure that you're paying for nice, good quality. You want to make sure you manipulate it to make it look really good. Here, I'm going to take and cut it down enough to where it can still get into the base, but we don't need all this extra stem. Probably about a 7 or 8 inch stem. Cut this off, and then we'll see if we can go ahead and work it in and go right here at the top. You know, building inventory from the shops. Now that one's in where I like that spacing. You see I left a little area in here. We would call that the bow zone, right in the middle. We leave that open so we have some space for that bow to go into, and she can sit in the design rather than just going on top. We do both, but in this case we're going to let her sit in. I think I'm going to use a combo of glue and cable tie. So let's get a little glue on the stem and put her in. Kind of do that a lot. Like if I feel like the glue is going to hold, you just go with glue, but I think sometimes the combination is just perfect because I want to be able to control her a little bit more. So I'm going to go right here. She's got a hanger behind. I'm just going to tie her back to her hanger a little bit with the cable tie. Now when you tie onto a hanger, you have to think about, if I sell this, when I sell this to my customer, they're going to easily still be able to hang it straight off that hanger. So make sure where you're putting the cable tie doesn't disrupt that. Now I'm doing that to kind of pull this back a little. There we go. And we won't be able to see it. I used a brown cable tie, so it's totally hidden in there. And now I've got the glue holding it, but also I've got that back up the cable tie. I like both. This particular leaf, I think I'm gonna try to bend over a little bit and come over this way because I'm trying to keep the bow zone open. Now we're not going to put the bow into the end, but I want to start working on our pampas. It's a beautiful fall swag, but we're going to take it to the next level. Take your pampas, we're going to use those wires we talked about and kind of spread this all out. Give it some dimension. You can see I'm trying not to make it flat like a big feather, like a headdress or something. I want to have a little bit more movement. And we're going to put our first piece in, going over here to the right, and this one can reach the grapevine base, or the angel vine base. So I'm going to just, I don't even need to trim it or anything. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a swirl in the glue. We're going to have this one kind of come off to the right. Now, it's glued into the base fine. I want you to take and manipulate it a little in. I want to see it work around the pumpkins. So a couple of pieces will come up. Remember, the bow will be here. The that will be pretty. Now, I like to teach not matching on the midline a lot of times on a design. Like, we want to stagger one higher and lower. That seems to look more natural. So I'm going to go up a little bit this way, where this piece will go a little higher. So this one's lower, this one's higher. Now, it can't reach the grapevine in the background, so I'm going to attach it with cable tie. So remember, we attached this stem to the back. That works great because now we can just go right on it. Super stable. Use your cable tie. Put it on nice and tight. It's right there. All of that mechanics will be hidden by the bow in a little bit. So one of those will work. Shape this out a little bit in the foreground, and we're going to mix that in. And that's a trick we're always working on with design school because it helps you have a higher perceived value when you get ready to sell your work. Okay, so the top's done. Looking good. Let's do the bottom. We have high and low, and then we have to shift direction. And that's called a transition point. And when you learn how to floral design, there is transition points that occur all the time. So we've got one right here. So we're going to shift directions and start to work these in opposite each other, kind of working down the base. So I need to trim it down a little. It's a little bit long. I'm going to take a couple inches off, and we're going to work with this one on that side first. Okay, so I'm going to work away from me a bit. I'll give that a swirl. And we have 3 pieces here to work down this entire base. So I'm going to push this in. I want to feel it go into the angel vine really good. And that's just what the base is made of. And then I want you to take and utilize these wires. So some will go to the front, some will go to the back. I want to bring some greenery up. So you can see how we're already, like, we're upscaling this big time with just these simple, beautiful pampas that we're putting in. All right, so our next piece will come down a little. It's going to work opposite this one a little bit down. And I'm still shaping it right up. And swirl it in my glue pot. We'll put it right in just a little bit lower. So we get nice spacing, nice placement. We'll work that in right under the sunflower and just push it in. Okay, and spread those beautiful wires out. I mean, that's why we're not buying this stuff from big box stores. When we're buying good quality florals, it's going to be quite a different quality, and your manipulation ability of it is going to be next level. And then our last piece is going to kind of come on the other side. And this time I'm going to take, and I am going to cut them down even shorter. So a little bitty stem. And then we're going to put this one in on the other side, kind of coming down to the middle. All right, so I'm just going to take and hold them all in because it's shorter. I don't want to get it in my glue. Well, that's a great way to get burned, having that in the glue. We don't want that. This comes in over here, and then I want to manipulate those berries on top, some of this underneath. So the advantage of starting with a pre-made base is you can see how quickly we can pull this together, and I can start to work on all the techniques and mechanics I'm learning. But see how beautiful she is? And we're not even done yet. Now I'm going to come up here. She's going to go in that bow zone we were talking about. I'm going to pop it right into here. You know, I'm going to get her nice and tight. But even if you're not looking to make and sell or anything like that, and you just want to make some pieces for your home, these are easy to complete and do, and they're fast. But they're not like anything you're going to see anywhere else. I work really hard to have products that are different, styles that are still trending but a little bit different, so you can feel like you've got something special for your home. Or you can make these as a gift for a Thanksgiving party. These can stay up all season. So as I'm putting that bow in, I'm kind of manipulating my cute little leaves around, and I like those tails going up and down. Isn't that gorgeous? She is so pretty with all her pampas and her sunflowers, and then this is that really cool silver dollar eucalyptus with the red. That's always so popular. Beautiful. It's up to you if you want to do this next section, but I thought it'd be fun to give a tail coming out the bottom, kind of weaving in as we went down. You don't have to, but I think we're going to do that to add a little pizzazz. You're going to grab your rolls of ribbon and just decide, okay, how much do I want coming out? You know, how big is my door? Would I like a couple of tails coming out either side? You can do that. Or we're just going to do one really pretty tail kind of curling out the middle. So I'm going to do it about, let's do it about 12 inches long, maybe 16. Let's go 16, a little bit longer. So that's going to be my tail, all right? We can put these aside. You're still going to have some more ribbon to play with. So you can make yourself, you know, some bows to go on your mailbox or at your front door. Now I'm going to go ahead and dovetail both of these so we get a nice little finished look on the ends of them. we pop this in our swag. And then when you just want to make like a little additional tail to go in something, all you have to do is kind of pleat it up like this. And then you can just take and cable tie this right into your piece, okay? Or you can take and tie it, use a cable tie and tie it to one of the little pieces of the wires we cut. That might be easier to get in and all around this. This is like one of the pieces of the wires we cut. Just take that, cable tie it to it. And all of a sudden you've got like a little section of ribbon on a piece of wire. It didn't cost you any extra. You already had the rolls. You already had the piece left. Trim this tail off, this side off. All right, so it looks like this. Okay. Now, I like to put a little glue here because I'm always trying to make things that can hold the test of customers. That comes from 18 years of craft shows and learning that people are going to grab stuff and they don't understand how it could be fragile. So for me, I think this would go in cute right about here, kind of coming down. So I'm going to cut it a little shorter. It's a little bit longer than we need, but better be longer than too short, right? And we'd have to take it apart and do it again. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick that in the glue pot, get some glue on it. And let's just tuck her in that pumpkin, underneath this pumpkin right here, and push her into that angel line. You should feel it go in nice and tight. Beautiful. And that little tail can just kind of work its way out, coming down to the side. And if you want to have more or less of those, you can take and kind of give it a little motion. It has wire in it, so you can wiggle it just like that. Isn't that fun? It's super cute, guys. So Bloomerinos, you can try this type of design and play with it. I hope this inspires you to make something beautiful for your home this fall. And we'd love to have you in design school. Come and join us. We have lots of fun things planned always, and there's a lot of benefits for being in our class. So come and join us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow no matter where you're watching. And I will see you next time. You guys go have fun with flowers. Bye, everybody.